Good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Shane Hinton hopping onto our social media platforms to give you an updated look not only at your forecast, but also at the tropics. The time is 7:34 on your Monday morning. We'll get started in just a couple of moments. Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. Want to dive right into the tropics because we have quite a few updates since you've been sleeping. Notice that we are now tracking Hurricane Ian. It was a tropical storm yesterday. It developed into a Category 1 hurricane earlier this morning, and it continues to maintain its Category 1 status. The current statistics show that it is moving northwest at 14 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds at 75 miles per hour. I'll take the graphic full again real quickly just to give you a detailed look. You can see it is expected to rapidly intensify into a major Category 3 hurricane before arriving in Cuba. That would be on Tuesday morning. Now, when we say rapidly intensify, that means it strengthens under a short time frame. Now, as it makes its way through Cuba, it will then eventually make its way to the north and then approach the state of Florida. Still a lot of uncertainty in regards to where it could make landfall in Florida, but I want to point out some trends. We are still continuing to monitor what could happen possibly around the Tampa area. If it were not able to make landfall there, I think it would be more of a concern for northern Florida and the Panhandle region. Now, I want to give you a look at some of the most recent spaghetti plots. These are some of the forecast models that are associated with the system. As you can see, there is still quite a bit of uncertainty in regards to what happens after it moves through portions of Cuba. So let me zoom in a little bit further here for you. You can see it kind of makes that fork or splitting area. A trend I've been noticing is that kind of slight pivot to the north as it approaches the Tampa region. So even if it doesn't make landfall in that area, I think it's still worth noting that we could see some negative impacts for that region because it would be in the northeast quadrant, I should say, of the storm, which has our highest threats for tornadic activity, strong winds, heavy rain. Obviously, the strongest winds would be located around the eye wall, but it's still worth noting that even if it doesn't make landfall near Tampa, people along the west coast of Florida just need to be on high alert. In fact, we already have hurricane watches and tropical storm watches that have been issued for the state. Hurricane watches in darker blue, light blue being your tropical storm watch, and the lighter shade of a pale blue for the southern tip of Florida really being your special weather statement, making those residents aware of the incoming system. Back here in central Texas and in Texas as a whole, we're not as concerned with tropical activity, mainly due to this area of high pressure that's slowly going to be building in throughout the week. This is going to be keeping us dry, sunny, and really pleasant and rain-free. Now, as we take a closer look here in central Texas, you'll see we're monitoring a quiet radar at the moment. That was not the case overnight, especially if you were in the western hill country, where we were tracking some scattered showers and storms that were developing along a cold front that's moved through. You can't really tell the cold front has moved through just yet, at least by temperatures, because they're still pretty warm, a little bit humid outside still. The good news is I am expecting some changes throughout the rest of the week. As you can see on the surface map here, the cold front has successfully moved through the area, and now we're starting to see that shift in the winds from the north and northeast. That's going to be ushering in drier air. That drier air could be breezy at times. We're talking gusts around 20 miles per hour. And because of that drier air, specifically along the I-35 corridor, we are going to be monitoring the potential for elevated fire weather concerns. We haven't seen these in quite some time because we've been dealing with air that has contained a lot of moisture for the past several weeks. But you can see a very high fire weather threat, once again, mostly along I-35 corridor, about the eastern half of Burnett County. Portions of Milam County, Lee County, and Bastrop County are also included in that elevated fire weather concern for today. As we take a look at your hourly forecast, temperatures will start a little bit on the muggier side. They only peak in the upper 80s to lower 90s today. The past couple of days, they've been in the upper 90s. So this is a slight dip in temperatures, if you will. I think the main times that you'll notice it will be in the morning time hours for the rest of the work week. Your allergy count, a bit of a doozy if you're sensitive to ragweed. I was feeling a little stuffy myself this morning, so if you do need to utilize that allergy medication for ragweed, strongly encourage it for today. Also, keep in mind that with that cold front coming through, we could see some additional allergens trudged in on our allergy sample for tomorrow morning. Your 7-day forecast shows that temperatures will be in the lower 90s, upper 80s every day this work week into the weekend, but I want you to focus in specifically on the overnight lows. They will be below average. We're talking mornings in the upper 50s to lower 60s for tomorrow. Some areas throughout the week could drop into the lower 50s, and some forecast models have even trended at upper 40s. Now, most of us are not experiencing that just yet. We still got some time, but I want you to notice that they are going to be significantly cooler and drier starts to your day. It'll feel a little bit closer to fall, and I think it will kind of get us a little bit more excited for pumpkin spice season, because it's mostly just been spice that Mother Nature has been serving us. I'm going to pull that graphic up full for you so you can take a more detailed look at it. I will have an update on the tropics during KVUE midday. That is going to be at 11 o'clock on KVUE. We would love to see you there. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful start to your work week. Stay safe, stay smart, most importantly, stay kind, and we'll see y'all again soon.